Good afternoon, everyone. Today our lesson is based on temperature, and these are our group members. We have
Maria Chan, Diana Dahl,
and yours truly, Tiffany Davis. And girls, today we will be looking at an exciting topic, and after looking at a video, we will look at an experiment. Now let me see all those who like to do experiments at home or when they're playing. Okay, that is good. Now
we have a video, and I would like you guys to pay keen attention to this video, because at the end of the video there would be some questions being asked. Right, class? Great! So let us watch the video.
I want to show one instrument of measuring temperature.
What is inside this tube?
It is mercury, a liquid which expands and contracts very fast.
Oh, that is why Mama uses it to measure body temperature.
Yes, if your body is cold, it would contract, and if it is hot, mercury would expand.
Yes, in this way we can measure temperature.
I am so tired. Seems because of fever, my temperature has gone up. I am going to sleep. You also sleep.
Get well soon. I want to play with you.
In your dreams, my magic wand would show you many things about temperature.
Let's see what is happening in Jimmy's dream.
In summer, these railway tracks expand. That is why they keep gap in railway tracks. On heating, air molecules in balloon expand and it becomes lighter, so it goes up.
On heating, molecules expand and air become lighter.
It is 20 degrees, it is called room temperature. It is 50 degrees, it is hot. Temperature of normal human body is 37 degrees.
Room temperature. Temperature of humans. 37 degrees Celsius.
Oh, it is too hot. This fan would bring the temperature down.
Okay, class, how was that video?
it was a very good video, Miss.
It was very good. Alright, what do you think today's topic is based on?
Hot and cold.
Hot and cold. Okay, someone somewhat correct. You can give me another try.
Temperature, Miss.
Temperature. Very good. Well, today's topic is based on temperature. Anyone knows from the video, from looking at the video, who can tell me what instrument we use to measure temperature?
Me.
Yes.
Thermometer.
Thermometer. Very good. That is correct. All right. Okay, so the topic today is temperature.
Good. So, what is temperature now, boys and girls? Temperature is how hot or cold something is. One more time. Temperature is how hot or cold something is. The instrument now to use to measure temperature is thermometer. So read it with me now, guys. Thermometer is The
Instrument used to measure temperature.
One more time. Thermometer is the instrument used to measure temperature. The unit of measurement for temperature is Celsius. Again, the unit of measurement for temperature is Celsius. So now we will do a little experiment using thermometer, like we just said, which is the instrument used to measure temperature, to test how hot or cold
Something is.
Have you ever heard the word Celsius before?
Yes, Miss. Degrees Celsius.
Good. Now, when we are using the thermometer, the unit of measurement that is on the thermometer is degrees Celsius, right? So, when we're using it, we usually see the red strip in the middle. That is called the mercury. Now, once the place is hot or we're using liquid and we put the thermometer in the water or wherever, the mercury goes up because the place is hot, it rises. And if we move it from that particular location and put it somewhere else that is cold, the mercury in the thermometer decreases. It goes down to freezing point.
Okay, class, boys and girls, now we're doing the experiment what we just explained with temperature and the thermometer. So here now we have the setting up of the experiment for the class.
Boys and girls, now in order for us to do the experiment, we need a couple items. So we have the hot water, cold water, and we also need the thermometer. Now, in order for, if we want the mercury to go up in the thermometer,
Which water do you think we should put it? Is it the cold water or is it the hot water?
Miss, I think is the hot water.
Good. So when we put this in here, what will happen?
It gonna rise, Miss, because this is what you just said.
yes,
Good.
so let us,
Wait and see how high the water will rise. Come closer, come close. Let us look at the experiment.
yeah.
It's rising. Okay, boys and girls, you see the mercury is rising fast. It's rising very quickly. Let us look and observe. Let's see what is going on. Look carefully.
Miss, the thing gonna come out the bottle?
Okay, pupils, so I'm now going to take it out because remember this is not the real thermometer. So now I want you to look and tell me how high the water rises. Because remember it is hot, so it will rise high. How many degrees Celsius are you seeing?
It's 100.
Good, so when the water is hot, it rises to 100 degrees Celsius. Depending on how hot is the water, that is how the degrees Celsius works. Now, we are going to put it over into the cold water to see how cold it is. Let us observe the mercury as it goes down into the thermometer.
Watch, miss, it moving.
Good, yes, it is moving. Because why is it moving?
Because miss, you just said that when it's hot, it is raised up. And when it's cold, it is go down.
Good job. When it goes down, the water is
Cold.
So can you see it moving? Let us look closely. Can you see it moving?
Yes, miss.
Good.
Here we go.
Let's look, boys and girls. Can you see? It's moving very fast now. The temperature is decreasing. Let us wait and see how many degrees Celsius the water is. Because when the water goes down, it is going to freezing point. So let us wait and see. Then after that, you will tell me how much degrees Celsius is this water. Now, boys and girls, it looks like the water is stopping at, look and see what degree Celsius. Let's look.
10 degrees Celsius.
Good job. It stopped at 10 degrees Celsius. It is almost close to freezing point.
Okay, boys and girls, so how was this experiment?
Miss, it was a good experiment. I like when the mercury went up.
You like when it went up? And when which water it went up in?
Miss, in the hot water.
And it went down in which water?
In the cold water.
Very good. Okay, boys and girls, so what is the instrument used to measure temperature?
Miss, the thermometer.
Thermometer.
Very good. Okay, so if we put the thermometer in the hot water, would the mercury go up or would it decrease and go down? What do
Miss,
you
it will
think?
go up.
It will go up. Very good. What about when we put it in cold water? It will,
Go down.
yes, it will decrease. It will go down.
Very good.
Good.
What about this side over here? What we using this thing to do? What we using this?
We use that side to measure the amount of degrees the water has.
Yes.
Very good.
And what is the unit that we use to measure temperature?
Miss, degrees Celsius.
Very good. That is correct.
And what we call this in here?
Miss, you talking about the rating?
Yes.
Mercury.
Mercury. Very good. So we learned a lot about temperature and what instrument we use to measure temperature, and that is the thermometer. Okay, and this has brought us to the end of our lesson. I hope you learned and prepare for homework.
So, Miss said you have a homework to go home and do. Now, you can go home and make your own little thermometer. Now, I'm going to give you some materials that you might need to make your own thermometer. First, you will need a bottle, any size, but mostly small. Then you will have to get the measuring side with from 0 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius.
And we're going to count in tens for that, right?
Good. And then for the mercury, we will use rubbing alcohol, water, and some red coloring. When you put the coloring in there, make sure you close the bottle tight and bore a hole to put the straw into it. Once you do that, make sure to seal the straw. And then after that, you can do your own little experiment at home. You can show your friends. And then you come back and report to me and the class what you have learned by doing this by yourself at home. and tell me who you would have shown the experiment to, and so on. So you will put it in hot water and cold water.
So we have to show mommy and daddy what you guys have made and what you guys have learned.
Good. It's all right. Good afternoon. Now today we will be looking at our laboratory science kit. Now this science kit has 5 items and 1 model.
Now we have here our measuring cylinder. We have our test tube holder. We have our thermometer. Our wind vane. We have our tripod stand. And our model, which is the solar system.
Now I will be demonstrating how to use the thermometer and what the test tube holder is used for. So for the thermometer, we have different parts. We have the mercury inside of the thermometer, the red stuff, and then we have the measuring scale. So I have hot water and cold water. So to test to see if this is working, I'm going to place the thermometer inside of the hot water. Once it is in the hot water, it will rise. So while that is rising, this is a test tube holder. It has 10 holes so that you can put the 10 test tube holders. It is used for holding the test tubes when it is hot while carrying out an experiment inside of our laboratory. Now, as you can see, the thermometer is rising. The mercury is going up because the water is hot. So it will go straight up. The thermometer uses degrees Celsius and degree Fahrenheit. As you can see, the mercury went straight up to 50 degrees Celsius. Now I'm going to remove it from the hot water and put it over into the cold water. When it goes into the cold water, it will decrease. So we wait and see the mercury decrease in the cold water. As you can see, it is slowly going down. So once it is in the cold water, it decreases. So that is the end of our video presentation.
Okay, so we have the wind vane. Now, the wind vane tells you where the wind is blowing or the direction of where the wind is blowing. It usually consists of the 4 cardinal points, which are north, south, east, and the west. Now, how do we use a wind vane? Now, the first step is to make sure that it is on a flat surface. So here we have it on a flat surface. The next step is we use a compass to position the wind vane in its correct place. So we are going to use the compass, and this is saying north, And we're gonna place the wind vane, the same way. Now, after we would have positioned our wind vane in its correct place, the next step is to record our observation of where the wind is blowing. Okay, so I did my observation. I made sure my eyes were at the eye level of the cylinder as well. Now my record of the liquid is 50 milliliters. So the liquid that I had thrown was 50 milliliters, and this is how we record any solution or liquid using a measuring cylinder. Okay, so we came outside to record our observation. Now we also positioned it in its correct position. So we are seeing that the wind is blowing between north and east straight. So we can say that the wind is blowing northeast, and this is where we can jot our information down on a book or a piece of paper. Now we have the measuring cylinder. Now the measuring cylinder is a laboratory apparatus used to measure the value of a liquid, a chemical, or it could be a solution. Now, how do we use a measuring cylinder? Now, the first step is to make sure that it is on a flat surface. If it's not on a flat surface, it will record wrong information. The second step is to pour your liquid or your solution that you want to measure into the measuring cylinder. So I'm about to do that. Now the next step is to record our information. We want to know where the liquid stops. So if you see here, you have to look down to eye level, and to measure, you cannot look upwards or below. You have to be at eye level to make sure that you are recording the right information. So I'm going to do that.
All right. Okay. So today now I'll be speaking about the model of the solar system along with this instrument used in the lab, which is known as your tripod. Good. So first, let me begin with the solar system. So as we know, the solar system has sun. Some know it as 8 planets, some know it as 9 planets, but the truth is, it is 8 planets. Good. Our solar system consists of stars, like I just said, the sun, 8 planets, which are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. And everything bound to it by gravity. Dozens of moons and millions of asteroids, comets, and meteoroids. Now, in the solar system, we have some stars along with asteroids, All of these orbit around the sun, move around the sun. So as we know, Earth, the one we're found on, humans, plants, animals, water, land, the only planet with oxygen on it as well. Saturn, the only one with rings, well, a ring. Mercury, the smallest one. They say Mars have alien, but we don't know how true that is. Anyways, that is some notes on solar system. Now we have the tripod stand. This here now is used in the lab, and here we have an improvisation, or like a copy like of the tripod stand that we could use. It could be used in the classroom, it could be used at home as well. It will be technical to use in the lab, so let me explain it now. The top here is where either the beaker or the beaker goes. The bottom here, in between these three stands, we have the Bunsen burner, or if you're using it in a class demonstrating or doing an experiment with pupils, you could have a little candle, nothing too big, so the candle could provide is a source of heat energy to burn whatever we have to burn to the top, so the flame goes up through here and into the hole. So thank you, that's the end of my presentation explaining the tripod stand along with